Welcome to the final episode of Campus Edge.
You do know this isn't the final episode, right?
We're out of packages, Brian. This is the end.
For the semester, sure. They'll make more in the fall, though.
Will you be here for that?
Well, no. Will you?
Nope.
Well, I guess this really is the end for us. That's a bummer.
We just have to make this one count. Do you think Kanye and Jay-Z were slacking when they made Watch the Throne?
Do you expect me to have an opinion on that?
I will by the end of this episode.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. We'll be covering Yeezy, Jay-Z, and so much more.
On the Campus Edge finale.
The album is probably the least introspective of Kanye's works. Rather than commenting on himself, he's taking shots at the industry as a whole. There's an interesting juxtaposition here, as Jay-Z's lyrics ride closer to Kanye's traditional self-loathing. Their roles switch for what is easily the most commercial album for each of their careers.
Uh-huh. What exactly do you have there?
It's a hand strengthener. I use it when I'm stressed.
Oh boy, are you stressed right now?
Sorry, I got worked up when I talk about Kanye.
I don't understand, but when I get stressed, I find the nearest cat and give it a hug. Not the best habit, honestly. Leads to quite a few scratches.
And on the subject of animals, Gannon Cornley has moderately relevant story on Butler students with pets.
As long as it's not Kanye, I'm game.
This is Cambridge Edge reporter Gannon Cornley, and today we're going to take a look at college students who have pets. Let's see what kind of impact they have on their lives.
I have 3 pets. I have a red-eared slider, and I also have a dwarf hamster and a cat. I think the cat, we had him ever since we moved in, and then the hamster and turtle we got probably like 2 months ago maybe. Well, I personally think that having pets helps you with like growing up and having to have responsibility for other things other than yourself, so like almost like preparing yourself to be an adult and be a parent pretty much, so it's kind of prepping you for that. So I think it helps, and you do have to obviously clean them and feed them and give them water and stuff, but it's all part of it. For the turtle mainly, he has an eating schedule. He eats every morning. As soon as we wake up, we feed him some worms, and then he gets fed again in the middle of the day and at night. The cat really has a self-feeder. He eats whenever he wants to, and the hamster eats whenever he wants to too. I'm usually gone on the weekends, so Jordan will be helping me this weekend, and he'll be just feeding the turtle, really, just babysitting. Yeah, I'd recommend having pets because it just teaches you more responsibility, and it's only gonna, and in life it'll only get harder and you'll have other responsibilities, so it really is kind of training you for life, really.
We had a pit bull, so he was a little dog, 5 weeks old. Kind of just having like a little son to run around the house, keep us company. I didn't really know if like my roommates were like comfortable with like cats, so I was just like, dog it is. I just gave him like the regular puppy dog food for him to eat. Nothing too, extreme. No, actually a lot of people would like, can I watch your dog when you're not like at home or something? So I was like, cool, yeah. Yeah, definitely, because he was biting on everything, so we had to get, like, toys from him to chew on, like, I guess when we're, like, not here, or, like, some little teeth bites, because he was teething a lot, so. He picked up on it, like, pretty fast. Like, the first night here, actually, he didn't pee in the house, and he went outside and peed and came right back in the house. So, not really. He was kind of chill, so if I was, like, doing homework or something, he'd sleep on the couch for hours on end. Yeah, definitely if you like have the time and like you actually want to like have a pet, do it.
Wow, That was really cool. I hope that information really helped you guys decide on whether you would like to have a pet or not. For Campus Edge, this is Gannon Cornley.
Oddly enough, the track No Church in the Wild only features one animal, and Welcome to the Jungle doesn't have any. Let me guess. The animal is a wolf or some dope like a hippo.
Actually, it's a zebra. And on similar grounds, this next story features both chicken and broccoli.
How is that similar?
Well, the title was Chicken Broccoli Braid, yet there's no hair involved.
What? No. A braid as in... Never mind. Why don't you just see for yourself?
Hi, I'm Campus Edge reporter Garrett Hartman, and this is my best friend Katie Graham, and today we're going to teach you how to make a chicken broccoli braid. Make sure you have all your utensils. Never go to a kitchen unprepared.
Looking for my utensil.
Next, make sure you have all your ingredients. The essentials are broccoli.
Well, my mom has this fancy chopper thing. I don't have the fancy chopper thing because I'm not fancy.
Chicken.
I am paying attention to where I cut. I'm cutting the chicken. The wrong direction, but...
Cheese. Mayonnaise. And dough. We are going to start off by chopping up and grilling our chicken.
Is it Snoop Lion? No, he went back to Snoop Dogg. We all decided that was a dumb idea.
Next, we chop up all of our broccoli. Next, since we're spicy people, we decided to chop up and saute some red peppers. The next step requires a mixing bowl. You're going to take all your ingredients so far and put it in the mixing bowl. Then you're going to mix together a cup of mayonnaise. Then we're going to add 2 handfuls of cheese. Finally, just mix it all together. The next step requires a pan. First, you're going to butter it. You are going to make little cuts along the sides of the dough, about 1 inch apart from each other.
I think because I am terrible with measurements, we estimated this was about 2 inches. And I'm going to do half of that, cut them about 1 inch apart.
Then you're going to put all your ingredients on top, centered in the middle of the dough. Once all your dough is cut up on the side, you're going to crisscross the dough on top of your ingredients in a braid. Then you'll put it in the oven at 375 for about 30 minutes. After your braid has cooked, take it out, cut it up, and enjoy. For BCTV Channel 20, I'm Garrett Hartman. Oh, bottom left.
Much like that braid, Jay-Z and Kanye is weaved together to create an intricate and one-of-a-kind sonic experience. I think this is best shown on the track Murder to Excellence, a song about gang violence in Chicago.
And much like that tasty meal we just saw, Jessica Morgan did a story on Daylight Donuts.
That fits right in with the next song, Made in America. It's widely believed that the first donut was made here in the U.S.
And on that note, we're going to roll the package.
While a typical day consists of around 8 to 5, the Russell family starts their day off a little earlier than the average people. But it's all worth it when you take a bite of this tasty treat. While Anthony Russell takes care of the prep work, his wife Dee wakes up to feed the morning appetite. Although it's a family business, anyone is family to this donut shop. So whether you're a regular or new, be sure to stop by for a laugh and a happy stomach. Daylight Donuts is located on Central and opens at 1:30. This shop makes it a point to accommodate the local college nearby and open early for those late night snacks and laughs. Although it's a lot of work to own a donut shop with the odd hours, making fresh donuts every day and seeing people happy is the most rewarding part. So, next time you get hungry, whether it be 1:30 or 11, stop by and see what you're missing out on. You better hurry before they're all gone. For BCTV Channel 20, I'm Jessica Morgan.
We'll be right back after this short break. Be sure to read up on the history of Kanye in the meantime. Heck, he tells his origin on Last Call, the last track on his debut album, The College Dropout.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Those donuts sure look scrumptious. You know what else is tasty?
McDonald's! Kanye even wrote a poem last year about McDonald's fries seeing through the hamburger's artificial meat eyes.
Oh, I was gonna say ramen. In fact, our very own Tyler Morgan did a story on a ramen joint in Wichita.
Hey, I'm Campus Edge reporter Tyler Morgan, and I'm here at Yokohama Ramen joint to see what different types of ramen there actually are. So let's dig in, or dive in if you will.
Actually, I born in the Yokohama City in Japan. Yokohama City is second biggest city in Japan. It's kind of like a New York and LA style in American stuff like that. Actually, in Japan too, I used to work at all the kind of restaurant. I used to work at the sushi restaurant, and also I work at the biggest chain in Japan, the ramen joint, and also Japanese barbecue. So entire my life is I used to work at all the restaurant industry. So ramen is kind of the trend now. And then if you go to like California, New York, they have a 10, 15, 20 ramen joint in big city. Even like, Dallas, if you go to Dallas, or like last year, they opened up a 10 ramen joint. Ramen is really popular in Japan more than sushi. Sushi is like, people usually eat it like once a month in Japan, but like ramen, people usually eat like once a week in Japan too also as well, and a pretty reasonable price. Yeah, Some of the ingredients come from local. I try to support local too. Some of the veggie and then some of the, couple ingredients from local, but some special products I have to order from, like a Dallas. They have like a Japanese vendor in Dallas. We have like 4 different kind of soup. Yeah, we have the Yokohama style shoyu tonkotsu. That's my city that they come from. It's a Yokohama shoyu tonkotsu ramen. And also we have a tonkotsu, miso, and shoyu. My favorite is the Yokohama ramen. Yeah, N1. That's our original. So yeah, the most different is instant noodle. Is you just put the water, wait for 3 minutes. But the actual authentic Japanese ramen is actually we have to cook the broth for at least 10 hours to about 15 hours to make the big part of the soup. So and all the ingredients like we have roast pork and all the stuff is also we make at the store too. And also even the like a boiled egg. Also we marinate with a special sauce for 2 days. And also our noodle is actually, we don't make at the store, but it's a custom made from the manufacturer. So they make for us all the special noodle. My typical customer is about age-wise, maybe between 20 to 40. But actually we get all the kind of customers, some little kids like it, and some, old gentlemen, and
I make the noodles here. So I work in the front, and then I send back the orders. So there's kitchen split in half. So in the front is the noodle station. In the back, it's like the rices and appetizer and stuff. So essentially, I kind of manage to take it. I send out the orders for anything that's back in the kitchen. All the noodle order I do in the front. I think it's very different. Just the people working here. It's like a very different crowd. It's a different crew here, and like that is the biggest difference. And as far as restaurant goes, it's pretty similar. The whole process and the logistics, everything how it works is pretty much the same. So in the morning, people comes in like super early in the morning, cut the vegetables, and then we parboil the bones first, get rid of like all the impurities and stuff, and then we just let it slow bubble all day, and so it sits in the back burner while it bubbles, and then at night we kill it, and then we would pack it up, and then we keep it in the walk-in cooler overnight. My favorite ramen here is probably shoyu ramen. Shoyu ramen, it's mostly a soy sauce base. I'm Chinese myself, so I come from background in Chinese noodles, and like our noodles are mostly soy sauce based. So, and it's funny thing, like Yokohama, it was like a port city, right? So the reason we have Yokohama style ramen, which is a mix of tonkatsu and shoyu. Tonkatsu is a very straight up like Tokyo style Japanese ramen. And then there's so many like Chinese immigrants like through like shipping routes and all the boats that comes, and they start making shoyu noodles, and then eventually they just start make the bridge. So shoyu, so it's like this like weird interesting like background from like China. So I personally like the shoyu a lot, and it's lighter, it's cleaner. You can taste the soup more. You can actually taste the vegetables, all the stuff in the soup. It's not as rich, and yeah.
We serve like a vegan and vegetarian, so actually anyone can try our ramen noodle. We have a lot of options to try.
Looks like I know where I'm going for dinner. This is Tyler Morgan with Campus Eds, signing off.
The only real comment I have on this is that Kanye's hair post-mental hospital looked a lot like ramen.
If you don't have any hip-hop related things to say, you can just help me usher in the next package. You don't have to overcomplicate things.
Are you implying that I'm taking too much control in this episode and making it feel bloated as if I were RZA on the later Wu-Tang records?
Sure. Why don't you take a minute to think over this? In the meantime, let's watch Connor Zimmerman mull over the pros and cons of the Xbox One S and PS4 Pro.
This is Campus Edge reporter Connor Zimmerman, and today we'll be taking a look at the Xbox One S and the PlayStation 4 Pro. Okay, let's start with the Xbox One S. Pro. It has high dynamic resolution. The Xbox One S is 40% smaller compared to the regular Xbox One. There is no more power brick. The Xbox Series has the Halo franchise. The Xbox One S is capable of playing Blu-ray DVDs. It has multiple hard drive capacities to choose from. And the best part of the Xbox One S is the price. It's only $249. Alright, let's go to the cons. Cons. It heats up very easily. You have to pay for the online experience. The processor is clocked at 1.75 GHz, slower than the PlayStation 4 Pro. The Xbox One S is using DDR3 compared to the DDR5 in the PlayStation. And the 4K is upscaled 1080p. It is not true 4K. Let's go to the PlayStation 4 Pro. A Pro. It is true 4K. It is not upscaled 1080. Has no power brick just like the Xbox. It can play Blu-ray DVDs just like the Xbox. Unlike the Xbox, the PlayStation 4 Pro has DDR5 memory. The PlayStation franchise has the Uncharted series. And the PlayStation 4 Pro has USB 3.1. Cons. The PlayStation 4 Pro costs $400, $150 more than the Xbox One. Another con is it only has one hard drive capacity, which is 1 terabyte. Another con is a square controller not designed for ergonomics. And the final con is you have to pay for online experience, just like the Xbox One. This is Campus Edge reporter Connor Zimmerman, and today we took a look at the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One S. Which one will you buy?
You okay?
Yeah, I just always find something wrong with... You've been putting up with my shtick way too long, Brian.
It's okay, no harm done. And wait a second, are you quoting Kanye again?
It's just coming out naturally at this point.
This is going a little too far for my taste. Let's just move on to Marbella's package on the Women's Fair in Wichita, shall we?
I'm Campus Edge reporter Marbella Gonzalez, and I'm right outside here, the Women's Fair at Century 2. Let's go take a look.
The Women's Fair is 19 years old. We started it, planning it 20 years ago, and had our first show in 1999. The Women's Fair is just everything that women either like to see, like to do, or like to find out about. One of the things we like to do is to shop. We like to feel good and look good, and we like to see interesting things that make us either laugh or think about a deeper meaning. So that's all of those things are in the Women's Fair. And we just thought that it would be interesting, so we got a focus group of our friends, all ages, and we asked them what would induce you to come down to Century 2 and pay for a ticket and come in and look at a Women's Fair and shop. And so they gave us the idea, and that was the structure of the Women's Fair. It averages between 14 and 15,000. Thought it was like 18 to 54 when we first started it, and those are the ones, of course, we advertise to. But the market is from 5 years old to 85, and they usually come in family groups or friend groups. So we have all ages. When we first started, it was very hard. We just went through the telephone books and looked everything that was about a woman. We thought we'd send a brochure out to. Now the exhibitors, we still send out marketing materials, but the exhibitors find this such a great place to be that they get other exhibitors to come to the show by bragging about how good the show is. All media, including social. We have to go very broad and very deep into it. So it's TV, radio. We've got billboards, websites, and all the social media. So it's very widespread. For a fun girls' day out, or if they just want to relax and learn new things, it's got a big emphasis on health. A lot of women come because they can have different screenings, or they can talk to let's say a plastic surgeon, or a doctor if they've got a problem before they ever go into the office and make a decision. They can feel like they've already made a relationship with someone. They trust them and they'd like to investigate going to them for the services that they need.
With 19 years and still going strong, hope you guys come next year to the Women's Fair. For BCTV 20, I'm Marbella Gonzalez.
Wow, only one package left in our career here. How crazy is that? I feel like something memorable should be happening right now.
I think it's time for us to have a toast.
We don't have any cups.
You're right. We'll do it while the next package airs.
Sounds like a plan. Let's take one final look at Ryan Harbor's story on the Salvation Army. While that is going on, we'll be having a toast.
Helping those in need. It's one of the greatest things us as human beings can do. There are many ways that you can help someone. One of the best known ones, though, is the Salvation Army. I'm Campus Edge reporter Ryan Harbor, and I'm going to take you through what exactly the Salvation Army does in order to get help to those who need it.
I've been a pastor for 17 years, and my wife has been this year will be her 30th year as a pastor. We've been with the Salvation Army that long. I have many roles. I run from pastoral to fundraisers to delivery man to whatever needs to be done, running our emergency canteen. We raise part of the funds. Part of those come from the United Way, plus also our Christmas effort, our mail appeals. We also work with other churches in the area to provide funds for different utilities for the people that come in through our doors that meet the qualifications. We also have a number of people that just send in donations. There are people that do give on a regular basis that give larger amounts, but a lot of those people that have been donating to us for a long time. Sometimes a donation is specified for the food pantry. It may be specified for rent or utility assistance, or it may just be a general donation with no purpose. So they leave that up to us to make the determination. We have a mail appeal where we send out a request for funding for different programs, whether it be the bed and breakfast or for food pantry. We ask for funding so that we can support our programs that we're operating. Some of those will include also taking kids to summer camp. They might be providing school supplies. Our food pantry, of course. We appreciate any donations that are given. It's the little donations actually that make up a lot of our funding. We'll say somebody wants to come in and donate to our food pantry. They can send a check in, they can drop off a check or money. I take the check, I count it with someone else. We take a look and see if it's purpose for food pantry. I designate those funds for food pantry only. One of the other sources of our funding is also our thrift store. Now they've just brought it back to being a thrift store. I believe they made it into a boutique, but we're turning it back to what it was originally, a thrift store.
Now we're here at the Salvation Army Thrift Shop, which has a lot of purposes. Let's go take a look.
I'm the store manager of the Salvation Army Family Store. All of the money that is earned through the thrift store, the monies stay local in Butler County, and they go to help people in the community with things like paying their utility bills and paying rent. They're able to get food boxes when they need it and just that type of assistance. Everything is on a donation basis. From all around the county, people come in and donate. Everything is brought to the back end of the store here and just dropped off. Our receiving hours are from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Our store hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday, except we're open until 6 on Thursdays and Fridays. So things can be dropped off during the receiving hours. When items are donated, it's brought in, it's sorted through. Things that we don't have room for on the floor will go on to the shelves to be put out at a later date. The things that we do have room for, then we generally mark and put out on the floor right away. The clothing, we will sort it into the bins, and then as we need it, we can pull it out of the bins, whichever size or whatever we need is in the bins and ready to go.
And that's how they do it. But before we go, let's take a look at how they feel about their jobs.
I love it. I love it. It's been so rewarding, and the people that have come in and they share their hearts with me when they're struggling, and I know that the money that we earn is going to help people, and that's really important to me.
It's something that you have to enjoy to do this. Anybody else that would want to do this, I might call them, there's easier ways to do things. But this is something that you don't intend to go on doing. It's something that you're called to do. There's a lot of work that involved, but if I didn't love it, I wouldn't be doing it. If I wasn't called, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Now, as you can see, the Salvation Army has very, very many important duties that they must do. They not only feed the poor, but they also help to clothe them and give them a normal life that every single person deserves. This has been Ryan Harbour for Campus Edge.
Gee, that sure was an inspiring speech.
I didn't practice that or anything. Now it's time for you to tell me your opinion on Watch the Throne.
Honestly, I think most of the songs are great on their own, but as a whole, their album lacks substance. It's a handful of dope singles, but together without any coherent or unifying theme. This doesn't really affect the quality as there's a consistent sound, but the fact that the 4 bonus tracks on the deluxe version fit onto the album without feeling out of place is jarring to me.
Yeezy taught you well. Yeezy taught you well.
But you taught me, Jimmy. You must be quoting Kanye again. If you want to try and pick up on other Yeezus Easter eggs hidden throughout this episode, check out the reruns of the show weekdays at 11 a.m. or last week's show at 6:30 p.m. on BCTV Channel 20. Or you can check them all out on our YouTube channel, Butler Student Media.
Thanks for tuning in to our last episode. This has been
The Campus Edge.